Hey everybody, this video brings us out to Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. We're actually here on Pawling Farm, a part of Valley Forge that I feel kind of gets overlooked. It's a part of the Valley Forge National Historical Park, but it sits on the other side of the Schuylkill River. It was actually acquired by the park system, I believe, back in the 1980s. It's a beautiful piece of land I highly recommend coming out to and checking out. Look at this amazing barn. I mean, for this alone, it's pretty awesome to look at. This is a pre-Revolutionary War farm, meaning that this was here before George Washington and his men encamped here. The encampment was here, well, mostly across the river, but in the whole area here during the encampment of 1777 into 1778, that brutal, harsh winter. This was here before that happened. And look at that, again, the amazing barn. They were actually doing some work to this last time I was out here. There's all kinds of scaffolding and all kinds of stuff going on. Looks like some people are coming out here to check out Pawling's Farm on Arbor Day. That's the reason why we're actually out here today. There's something I want to show you guys. It's something we've actually taken a look at before, but we're going to take a look at it again because, again, it's Arbor Day, and I wanted to come back out here and see this because it's one of my favorite parts of the Valley Forge National Historical Park. It is a little chilly today, though. It is going to rain like kind of any second, so I'm sort of hoping we actually get to what I want to show you and back to the car before the rain starts pouring down upon us. It is a possibility. So again, we're here on Pawling's Farm, this amazing barn they were doing some work to last time I was out here. I was actually kind of hoping that maybe possibly they were going to open this up to tours or do something where they're going to open this up to the public. Apparently that was not the case. They were probably just doing work to it to ensure it didn't actually fall down, which I do suppose makes sense because it's a really awesome, very old barn. All kinds of other old structures out here as well. There used to be a really awesome mansion out here a long time ago, back before the park actually acquired this, but unfortunately did burn down. That does not exist anymore. To an extent, remains of it still exists. So we're going to take a look at that. But the actual large mansion that sat here on this property in the form of a mansion no longer exists, unfortunately. But again, remains of it still exist, which are pretty awesome. I just wish the full mansion was still here. Parts of this have actually been knocked down. I remember coming out here years ago, and there was a lot more of this building that was still here. For whatever reason, they knocked a bunch of it down. I don't know why the park system did that. This is the remains of the old mansion. This was much larger. If you look up photos online of the Pawling's Farm mansion, you'll see it's much bigger. Had these big, beautiful columns. It was actually pretty awesome looking. For whatever reason, the park system knocked some of it down. I've seen some pictures only from a few years ago, and there were still some of the columns left and whatnot. This is about it. Probably thinking that does not look like a mansion at all, and you're right, because again, a bunch of it actually burnt to the ground. This is all that remains. We're not actually out here to look at the old mansion remains. We're not out here to look at the barn. That's just an extra added bonus. We are here to look at something else that sits down that way. That's really, really awesome. Again, it's absolutely beautiful out here. Look at this. You can hear the nature. You can hear the wind blowing through the trees because it's starting to get windy. The storm is definitely coming. Looked up on weather.com to see when the rain was going to hit this area, and they pretty much said right about now. So we might actually be getting kind of wet in this video. We're gonna see. I'm hoping not. It's Arbor Day though. I mean, it's a day where it should be raining, I suppose. Look at the old gate here. Pretty awesome. But I suppose if it's going to be Arbor Day, it's going to rain. Why not rain on Arbor Day? The rain can replenish the earth, can replenish the flowers and the grass and the trees and all that stuff. Needs to happen. We need rain. As much as I dislike it when I want to go out and do something and it's pouring down rain, we do need it. But right around this bend over here, something pretty awesome that I really want to show you guys. Again, it's something we've actually seen before It's something I brought you out here to see before, but I wanted to bring you back out here to see it again because it is, like I said, one of my favorite parts of the Valley Forge National Historical Park. I highly recommend if you guys are coming out here and you're over on the other side of the river, checking out all the structures and going to the visitor center, maybe seeing the Washington Memorial Chapel and all that stuff. There's a lot of cool things to see over there. All the log cabins and whatnot. Tons of awesome stuff to see over on the other side of the river in the main part of the park. I highly recommend driving across the river and coming over here to see what it is we're about to see right in this field right over here. I'm gonna take the road though, because the field is full of little buttercup flowers. I've walked through this field before, one time during this time of the year when the field was covered in buttercups, and well, it's probably gonna end up happening again today. My feet were covered in just yellow pollen. It was not fun. My shoes were yellow by the time I was done, but we're probably going to do it again today. But look at this, guys. We're here to see the witness tree. Look at that. A giant sycamore. Look at this thing. It is huge. This tree is insanely gigantic. Look at those branches reaching all the way down to the ground. So the reason why this is called the witness tree is because supposedly this tree was actually here to witness the encampment of George Washington and his men back in 1777 into 1778, supposedly. And I say supposedly, we're gonna do it. We're gonna walk through the buttercups. I say supposedly because they don't actually know. The only way you would know how long this tree's been here is if they were to cut it down and count the rings, or they could do a core sample, which requires actually boring a hole, drilling a hole into the tree and taking out a sample of the tree itself and then counting the rings. But that is very invasive and can actually kill a tree and lead to disease, and they don't want to do that. So they actually haven't done anything like that. But supposedly this was here. One of the reasons why it's so large is because right over here is a spring house, and it sits on top of a natural spring. And because of that, the spring feeds the tree and has led to this insanely gigantic, pretty epic tree here. Look at this thing. I don't know if it's coming off to you guys in the actual video, but I assure you, this tree is massive. It is huge. Look at these branches, again, that come all the way down to the ground. Look at that. This tree is one of the reasons to come out to Valley Forge alone. I love it. I brought my son out here. In fact, I believe the last time I shot a video out here for you guys, I was with my son. He was climbing on the tree. He was jumping around. Be very mindful of the tree. You can sit on it. You can get some photos taken. It's strong. It'll hold you up, but be careful. Don't play on it too much. Don't be too rough with it. Do not carve your name into the tree. If you look around, you will see things like, here we go. You will see things like that, where terrible, awful human beings carved their name into this very historical, very old tree. Do not do that. Do not do horrible things like that. Do not make yourself a horrible person by carving your name into the tree. But this is beautiful. This is amazing, guys. Again, it's Arbor Day. Wanted to bring you guys out here to show you this amazing tree, this amazing witness tree that supposedly was here to witness the encampment of George Washington and his men during the winter of 1777 into 1778. This is something I highly recommend coming out to check out if you're in Valley Forge. Do not miss this. I've had people before tell me they've been to Pawling Farm, and I've said, oh, did you see the witness tree? Did you walk down the path and go check out the witness tree? And a lot of people say, what, there's a witness tree? No, I had no idea. They just stopped because they saw the sign saying Pawling Farm, and they came down here, they saw the barn, they saw like part of the old, well, that's not the old mansion, but there's a farmhouse, another farmhouse that sits next to the barn. They saw that, they thought, okay, there's really nothing here. They've turned around and they've left. But what they did not realize is that had they walked 2 minutes down the dirt path, down the dirt road, they would have come across this amazing witness tree. That is awesome. That sight right there. I mean, how beautiful is that? Apparently on property, there's another witness tree as well that I was actually not aware of until I just kind of was getting myself caught back up with the history of this tree. And as I was reading more about the tree, I turned out, no, I did not turn out. It turns out that there was another witness tree on property that at some point I'm gonna have to find, and we're gonna have to take a look at. I don't believe it's here on Pawling Farm. I think it's actually over, maybe on the other side, over towards the main park area. So we're gonna have to go find that at some point. Maybe when I get back from Florida and it's nice out, a day where it's not about to rain any second, we will go and we will try to find that. But for right now, I wanted to bring you out here to show you this amazing witness tree, because again, it's huge, it's gigantic, and it's beautiful. And it's Arbor Day. It's a day where we need to respect the trees, we need to see the trees. Come over here and rub a tree. This is awesome. I love it. I love the fact that I actually had pictures of my son sitting on this tree. I believe it's right over here on one of these little crooks. He's like sitting right here. It was awesome. He's so tiny compared to the tree. I mean, look at this right here. Look how the tree has come down. I mean, it's come out, it's grown down. It's actually hit the ground and then started to grow this way. But then this happened, this weird like branch that comes off and then wraps around this other branch that has grown straight up. I mean, that's the size of a tree alone. This other branch that is growing up out of the branch, that's a tree in of itself. But it's not a different tree. It's part of the actual tree right behind us. And then it just grows into this huge, giant branch right here. I always wondered what if aliens would think had they come down to, they come down to Earth and they see these. If you ever look at a tree and think about a tree, it's kind of weird looking. Like sometimes I just look at things and think, what would somebody who hasn't seen that their entire life think of it? And when you look at it, trees are weird. It's these big, giant stumps with these like crazy arms coming out of them. They kind of look like giant, weird creatures. Am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe this is just the way I think, but I've always thought trees, like if I looked at it from the point of view of somebody who doesn't know what a tree is, it's kind of weird looking. Trees are weird. And they're kind of weird and bizarre and kind of creepy looking with the arms coming out, with the branches coming out. And this one here would definitely freak me out if I did not know what a tree was. If I was an alien coming down to Earth for the first time, seeing this, it would probably freak me out because it's so huge and so gigantic. It's a monster. It's a monster of a tree. And it's amazing. Look at the way that one branch there has grown up and over the actual house. Look at that. It goes along the peak of the roof. That is pretty awesome. All right, guys. So I just wanted to bring you out here on Arbor Day. I probably should get back to the car before it does start raining, before I do get completely drenched, because supposedly any minute now it is going to start raining, and my feet are not yellow, which is good. I think if I walked over there, I'd be in trouble. Over here, I'm probably pretty good. Anyway, so Arbor Day, guys. What did you do for Arbor Day? Did you plant a tree? Did you go to an arboretum on Arbor Day? Did you come out and see an amazing, giant witness tree? What did you do to celebrate? Leave your comments down below. If you did something for Arbor Day, I want to hear your comments. What did you do today? Was your day more beautiful than it is for me today? It's like 50-something degrees. It's a little chilly today. There's no sun. It's gonna rain. But again, it's Arbor Day, so I will allow the rain. We need the rain to grow amazing, huge, giant witness trees like this, because that is too awesome. A tree that was here, supposedly, during the encampment of George Washington and his men here at Valley Forge. Not the Battle of Valley Forge. There was never a battle here. I always want to stress that because I hate when people say the Battle of Valley Forge. Never a battle, just an encampment. Just George Washington and his men camping here at Valley Forge during the Revolutionary War, during the winter of 1777 into 1778. The horrible, awful, harsh winter. This tree was here to witness that, supposedly. We won't actually know until the tree, unfortunately, someday dies. They chop it down and they count the rings. But most likely, this was here in 1777, 1778. Pretty awesome, guys. Like I said, what did you do for Arbor Day? Leave your comments down below. I want to hear your stories. I want to know what you did today. Again, did you plant a tree? Did you go see a tree? Did you go see some flowers? What did you do to celebrate this amazing holiday where we can just pay respects to things this epic, pay respects to nature and how amazing it is. The fact that nature can produce something this epic. What did you do? All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna go head back to the car now. I don't want to get dumped on. I'm gonna take some photos out here quickly though, but I don't want to get dumped on. So if you want to see those photos, head over to my Instagram channel. It is Retro Rest Stop on Instagram. I always post pictures pretty much everywhere I go. Anytime you see me somewhere and I'm doing a vlog for somewhere, I will take pictures then and post pictures up on Instagram. So definitely check that out. But all right, guys, again, I'm gonna go. It's cold. It's gonna start raining. So here, Pawling Farm, Valley Forge National Historical Park. If you do come out here, if you're over on the other side of the Schuylkill River, checking out the main portion of the park where all the like I said, the visitor center is, all the log cabins are, Washington Chapel, Washington headquarters, train station, all that stuff is on the other side of the river. I highly recommend just taking the few minutes to go over on the other side of the river, cross over the bridge, drive over the bridge, and come over here to Pawling's Farm, walk down the road, and see this giant witness tree, because it is totally awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. So as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check down below for links to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also check down below for a link to Spreadshirt, where you can grab yourself retro rest stop t-shirts. Proceeds both from Spreadshirt and from Patreon do help supporting the show and keeping the show going, so I really do appreciate it. All right, guys, so what should the hashtag for today be? I'm thinking hashtag monster tree. That's what we're gonna do. Hashtag monster tree if you watch this video all the way to the very end, because this is a monster of a tree. All right, guys, so that's it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. If you do hit that like button and you do hit that subscribe button, and I will definitely see you tomorrow. Awesome, guys. Arbor Day 2023, Pawling's Farm, Valley Forge National Historical Park, witness tree. Totally awesome. All right, I'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.